In a much-discussed open-wheel invasion of NASCAR, Jacques Villeneuve is the most accomplished interloper, having won the Indy 500, the Kart Championship, and the Formula One World Championship. And so it's a pleasure to welcome him back to Wind Tunnel. From the Newtown restaurant in Montreal, where I'm assured the food is spectacular. Jacques, welcome back to Wind Tunnel. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
The fact is we suck up to all our guests who own restaurants by complimenting the food. I have Robin Miller alongside. I hope you'll forgive me for that. He'll have some questions, too. And I want to start with this email that comes from one of your countrymen. It says, I hope to see Jacques Villeneuve back in NASCAR soon. He's the reason I started watching racing, Guy, or perhaps Guy, up in Quebec. So, will we see you back in NASCAR soon? We were expecting you'd run a full season. You didn't make Daytona, and now you're on the sidelines. What's going on?
Well, we're just trying to raise the cash to get racing. It was a little bit last minute by the time we got to Daytona. I got on my own about a month ago and figured out that everything wasn't as advanced as I had been told, and so just picked up the pieces and tried to get going again. And the plan was to be in Daytona. That's why I'd been racing in Talladega last year. So in my mind, there was no reason I shouldn't be in Daytona. So we just went along without really being ready. Right now we just have to take a step back and start from zero and build the whole program, and hopefully it will happen soon.
Hey Jacques, this is Robin Miller. Paul Tracy's not been able to get a sponsor for the last several years in Canada. Players was a big part of your career and his. And it would seem like you being one of the favorite sons in Canada that somebody would step up, especially since there's a race in Montreal now. Any luck at all, or any takers maybe for Canadian sponsorship?
Well, we've been working on the market very hard right now, but it's not in the habits. It's fine to show numbers and what's the return on investment, but there isn't the habit of that kind of sponsorship yet up here, so we have to do all the education, and that takes a little time.
You mentioned that your life changed a little bit a month ago. I assume you were referring to Kevin Pollak, his departure as your management, and your former car owner Barry Green coming on board. Part of the rumor mill, I don't know if this is accurate or not, we'll ask you, was that Pollak was in fact going to buy a team and that you would be part of all that. What happened to that whole situation?
I'm not sure because I wasn't actually involved, so I had no idea what was going on. All I was being told is I would be racing and everything would be organized, and I guess it wasn't. So once I found out and I got on my own, there was a lot of things still to do, and just had to get going. So there was a good year lost with all that. But at least I got some experience doing a few races last year and learning about NASCAR, learning about the people, the other drivers, making friends and so on. So that was also very important.
Is the stuff I'm reading lately about the possibility of a return to NASCAR racing when they come to Canada, is that for real, or is that just the rumor mill and the internet at work?
Well, that's what we with Barry Green. That's what we're working on. Is you need to have a kind of a date where you say that's the crunch point, that's where you have to get going, and that's the approach mostly with Canadian sponsors. There being a Canadian race, that seems like a logical spot to get seriously going and finish the season, but hopefully we can get going before that. Just depends how long it takes to educate the sponsors up here.
Jacques, unification, the big story in the United States this week. You won what many of us thought was the last real Indy 500 in 1995. Just looking at this, where do you think IndyCar racing fits into the big spectrum of racing right now? What is it? What should it be, and where should it go?
Well, I was very sad when there was a split years ago. That was very damaging for open wheel racing in North America, because at that point in time, kart or champ car or whatever it was called was very popular. So damage has been done, but now the two series coming back together. Hopefully, that's the first step in the right direction, and all the sickness will be healed very quickly, and can get back to the good racing it used to be.
In about 15 seconds, Jacques, we'll close with the obvious. You're not doing NASCAR races at the moment. I know you've got Le Mans to prepare for, not that that is an insignificant thing, but have you entertained the idea of perhaps doing any more open wheel racing, or are you done with that?
Well, I've done a lot in open wheel racing, winning the Champ Car, the Indy 500, the F1. So it feels right to move to something new and challenging like NASCAR is. And right now, the split is over, but still, there's still a lot of mending to be done before it becomes what it used to be.
For what it's worth, if you need any help with this, I think I could get you right at Long Beach. Listen, we appreciate it very much. Thank you for being here. Good luck with the sponsorship hunt. We hope to see you back soon.
Thank you very much.
That's Jacques Villeneuve. We're going to take a commercial